Emotions are an integral part of the human experience. They are the invisible threads that connect us to one another, transcending language, culture, and time. They color our world, adding depth and meaning to our lives. Imagine a life devoid of emotions. No joy to uplift us, no sadness to ground us, no anger to drive change, and no fear to protect us. From the soaring highs of joy and love to the crushing lows of grief and despair, emotions are the threads that weave the tapestry of our existence. They are the silent narrators of our personal stories, each feeling a chapter in the book of our lives. They serve as our internal compass, guiding us towards what we desire and alerting us to potential dangers. Emotions are not just reactions. They are signals, messages from our inner selves that help us navigate the complexities of life. To be human is to feel, to embrace the full spectrum of emotions that life throws our way. Each emotion, whether pleasant or painful, has its own value and purpose. They teach us, shape us, and make us who we are. However, we live in a culture that often shies away from vulnerability, encouraging us to present a composed and stoic facade to the world. We are conditioned to believe that showing emotions is a sign of weakness, something to be hidden away. We are taught to suppress our emotions, to bury them deep down where they cannot be seen or heard. This suppression can lead to a disconnect from our true selves, creating a barrier between who we are and who we present to the world. But what happens when we ignore these fundamental aspects of ourselves? Ignoring our emotions can lead to a myriad of issues, from mental health struggles to strained relationships. Embracing our emotions, on the other hand, allows us to live more authentically and connect more deeply with others. We've all been there, feeling overwhelmed by a wave of sadness, anxiety, or anger, and desperately seeking an escape. These emotions can be so intense that they seem to consume us entirely, leaving us feeling helpless and desperate for relief. It's a universal experience, one that transcends age, culture, and background. Perhaps we distract ourselves with endless scrolling through social media, hoping to find something that will take our minds off the pain. The constant stream of images and updates offers a temporary reprieve, but it often leaves us feeling even more disconnected and empty. We might lose ourselves in the bottomless pit of work, burying our emotions under a mountain of tasks and deadlines. The busyness can create an illusion of productivity and control, but it often masks the underlying issues that need our attention. Or we might numb the pain with food, alcohol, or drugs, seeking solace in substances that offer a fleeting sense of comfort. These habits can quickly become destructive, leading to a cycle of dependency and further emotional turmoil. These coping mechanisms, while seemingly effective in the short term, only serve to postpone the inevitable confrontation with our emotions. They provide a temporary escape, but the feelings we avoid don't disappear. They linger, waiting for a moment to resurface. Some people adopt more subtle avoidance tactics, like intellectualizing their feelings. They might immerse themselves in books or theories, trying to understand their emotions from a distance. This analytical approach can be enlightening, but it often keeps them from truly experiencing and processing their feelings. Engaging in endless analysis instead of allowing themselves to truly feel, they become trapped in a cycle of overthinking. This mental maze can be just as confining as any other form of avoidance, preventing genuine emotional engagement. Others may project their emotions onto others, blaming external circumstances or individuals for their internal turmoil. This projection can strain relationships and create conflict, further distancing them from the root of their feelings. These defense mechanisms, while understandable, ultimately prevent us from fully engaging with ourselves and living authentically. By avoiding our emotions, we miss out on the opportunity to understand and grow from them. True healing begins when we face our feelings head-on, embracing the discomfort and allowing ourselves to process and move through it. Suppressing our emotions is akin to constantly holding a beach ball underwater. It takes effort, energy, and eventually the pressure becomes too much to bear. The consequences of emotional avoidance can manifest in a myriad of ways, impacting our physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Chronically suppressed emotions can contribute to a whole host of physical ailments, including headaches, digestive issues, insomnia, and even chronic pain. The mind-body connection is undeniable, and when we neglect our emotional well-being, our physical health often suffers as a result. The impact of emotional avoidance extends far beyond our physical health. When we fail to process and release our emotions, they can become trapped within us, festering and growing in intensity. This can lead to a heightened state of anxiety, increased irritability, and difficulty concentrating. Furthermore, suppressed emotions have a tendency to resurface at inopportune moments, often in exaggerated and unhealthy ways. We might find ourselves overreacting to minor inconveniences, lashing out at loved ones, or experiencing sudden and inexplicable mood swings. So, how do we break free from this cycle of avoidance and suppression? It's a question that many of us grapple with, often without realizing it. We live in a world that encourages us to push our feelings aside, to keep moving forward without pausing to reflect. But this approach can leave us feeling disconnected and overwhelmed. The first step is acknowledging our emotions, truly recognizing and naming what we feel. This might sound simple, but it can be incredibly challenging. We often label our emotions as good or bad, acceptable or unacceptable, and this judgment can prevent us from fully experiencing them. Giving ourselves permission to feel the full spectrum of our human experience. This means allowing ourselves to feel joy, sadness, anger, fear, and everything in between. It's about embracing our humanity and understanding that all emotions have a place in our lives. This means resisting the urge to judge, minimize, or dismiss our feelings, no matter how uncomfortable or inconvenient they may seem. It's about creating a space where we can be honest with ourselves without fear of judgment or rejection, no matter how uncomfortable or inconvenient they may seem. It's important to remember that emotions are not inherently good or bad, they simply are. They are signals from our inner world, guiding us towards greater self-awareness and understanding. It's important to remember that emotions are not inherently good or bad, they simply are. They are part of our natural response to the world around us. By acknowledging them, we can begin to understand their origins and their impact on our lives. It's what we do with them that matters. By acknowledging our emotions, we take the first step towards understanding their message. This process can lead to profound insights and personal growth. We take the first step towards understanding their message. We start to see patterns and connections that were previously hidden. This awareness can help us make more informed choices and respond to situations in healthier ways, and learning from our experiences. By embracing our emotions, we open the door to a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. This journey of acknowledgement and acceptance is a powerful tool for personal transformation. Section 6. Embracing vulnerability. Acknowledging our emotions requires courage, a willingness to be vulnerable with ourselves and others. It means letting go of the need to appear perfect, to have it all together, and embracing the messy, imperfect reality of being human. Vulnerability is not a sign of weakness, but rather a testament to our strength and resilience. It is in the cracks and crevices of our imperfections that we discover our true beauty and capacity for growth. Section 7. Cultivating emotional literacy. Once we have begun to acknowledge and accept our emotions, we can start to develop our emotional literacy. This involves learning to identify and differentiate between our various emotions, understanding their triggers, and recognizing their impact on our thoughts and behaviors. Journaling, mindfulness practices, and therapy can be invaluable tools in this process. By developing our emotional intelligence, we empower ourselves to respond to life's challenges with greater awareness, compassion, and resilience. Section 8. Seeking support. Navigating the complexities of our emotional landscape can be challenging, and there is no shame in seeking support. Talking to a trusted friend, family member, therapist, or support group can provide a safe and non-judgmental space to process difficult emotions and develop healthy coping mechanisms. Remember, you are not alone in your struggles. Reaching out for help is a sign of strength, not weakness, and can make a world of difference in your journey towards emotional well-being. Section 9. The path to emotional freedom. Ignoring our emotions is like trying to outrun our own shadows. They are an inseparable part of who we are, and the sooner we embrace them, the sooner we can begin to heal. By cultivating self-compassion, developing our emotional literacy, and seeking support when needed, we can embark on a path towards emotional freedom, living authentically and embracing the fullness of our human experience.